Yeah, what I want to talk to you guys about is why you should work smart and not hard. Because if you work hard, honestly, when you if you were to work hard, it really does not only is it agonizingly painful, it doesn't work effectively. Now in the future, I guess I might, for as a note, I might start making more videos specifically catered towards entertainment. But for now, I'm just doing this, just to just to speak the truth. And one thing I have to say really is that it actually is good to work smart and not hard. Now listen up here why it's good to work smart and not hard. Because the problem with working smart is that working smart, from the things that I know, it is such working hard, it is such an easy way. It is so wrong in so many different ways. You know, it leaves you easy to manipulation. It leaves you easy for wasting your time, uh, and it leaves you easy for 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 reducing your self-esteem. Because you have to realize, look at human beings, man, okay? Look at how much energy we have. Look at where we came from in Africa, okay? Look at Africa. Do you think people tens of thousands of years ago had the freaking time? This is about human reality. Had the time to be walking around every and anywhere, just looking around, sitting down, just working like nonstop. Seems that way, but if they work like nonstop and they didn't think of clever methods, um, they would have died. Because everything else in the animal kingdom, even probably back in the days, like a hair could kill somebody. Human beings were actually really treated badly back in the days by the animals. And no, they actually really did treat them badly. There was, of course, they didn't talk, but there was actually kind of discrimination against them. And honestly, I guess that's why today, human beings, we still despise animals so much. Just saying, it's passed down from generation, and we don't know why. But focusing on the main topic, like when you focus on working hard, that's a problem with it, is that it does reduce your self-esteem. Because let's just say you want to solve something, okay, and you're working hard like nonstop. And working hard is if you want to get, is for example, if you're doing work or any type of work in general, you just want to, it doesn't have to be brain power, it could be using muscle. You just use up so much energy to think about building the biggest hole. You don't even use any particular technique. You just simply take a shovel and just simply throw it to the side. So honestly, no joke, it not only does that, is that dumb. If you're building a really big hole, it's just a waste of your time. Okay? Because the thing is that the more harder and harder you work, the more and more exhausted you become mentally, and what it causes is depression. Because that's a problem with working hard, is that it takes it takes longer for you to be able to see improvement. And just in general, you haven't learned much of anything. So how is it going to build up your self-esteem? And self-esteem is what's needed for you to do work better. And just in general, it causes something known as exhaustion. You go back and you go back later, and you think to yourself, oh my gosh, I worked super hard. I worked super hard, and look at what happened. I just pretty much just wasted my time. I feel depressed all the time. I wake up in the morning saying, oh my gosh, don't tell me I'm going to have to work for 5 hours. And just in general, a lot of times people do look up to you, because if you want to work hard, because we're thinking about things, but in general, it's not effective in today's world. And it also leaves you easy for manipulation by people, if because how many people have been manipulated by the concept of working hard, especially those spiritualists. The biggest crooks, I swear, second or maybe even worse than politicians on the planet. Um, no joke, they are crooks. And what I believe that when you work hard, it's not a good method. It leaves you easy to manipulate it by them because they'll tell you things like, well, I hope you know Rome wasn't built in a day. Sure, that is true. Rome was not built in a day, okay? But at the same time, this is not 2,000 years ago. People have ideas, like I said before, for any good idea, it has evolved since then, okay? You know how long it took for a lot of the buildings in Rome to build? Like ages, sometimes over a century for them to be built. Okay, can you imagine how depressing that is not to be able to, for a local person to not be able to see the construction of something in their lifetime? That's pretty depressing if you ask me. So in general, the concept is outdated, just like a lot of things. And if you're working for years, you know how much money people can rip you off if you work hard. Like let's just say you want to study art or journalism, and just in general, a lot of times the problem is that it becomes a nuisance. You keep on asking a lot of questions. You don't try to read between the lines. You don't try to read the tips and think to yourself over and over again, how can I actually become better at what I'm doing? Become better at what I'm doing, to be honest with you. So just in general, it's not a good method. And also to further elaborate on it, just in general, it can be a waste of time. Because sometimes people, honestly, no joke, they have no idea what the heck they're doing. And you work for them, and you've just wasted pretty much your time. Okay, it sounds similar to what I said before, but honestly, it is a different point because really you just wasted your time. You work. You're telling me I worked for months. Okay, I worked nonstop for months. I worked every single day. Let's just say I was practicing to learn how to draw or something, just by tracing things. Not trying to think about theory and all that sort of stuff. And I did it, and I accomplished it. And now I look back and I say, did I really use up all of that time? Did I actually, like, there was this person I later saw who mastered it in half the time. And in general, I still have a lot to learn. Like, it's really useless. It's really dumb. And that's not even the end of it, man. For the concept of working hard, that's a problem with working hard. Is that honestly, it really is very exhausting. The production is inferior because it takes a lot longer, and a lot longer, and the more bored you get, and the more tedious it gets, the more likely you're not going to be able to do it. And just in general, if you think smart, you're going to be able to accomplish more in general. Just like, do you think somebody who is very good at building a shovel could build a huge thing to stream water down, to make a valley, I forgot what it's called, but like a river or something, an irrigated river? No, you have to think smart for that. And even when it comes to education, it does become very boring. And that's enough. And leads me to the other issue I want to talk about: why working hard. And I said working smart for a lot of these previous points, these negative points about it. Then I actually meant working hard. And that's the other thing about working hard, uh, that makes it so bad, is that when you work hard, it just makes you it's honestly exhausting, because if you work hard for this, you have to work hard for that. You don't understand how to see a common theme for everything. Because everything you do, I've noticed for different skills, there is a common theme to it. There is a common method of how it's supposed to work and how it's not supposed to work. If you just simply do whatever the heck you want to do, it's not going to be good for you. It's really not. And through that method, you have a lot of things to do, and you have a lot of schedules, and you'll say, oh yeah, I have to do this, oh yeah, I have to do that, I have to do this, I have to do that. And in general, you just wasted probably a huge percentage of your time, and you've missed out a lot of entertainment you could have enjoyed, and there's a good chance you might have given up on most of the things you practice. This is why it's good not to work hard. What you want to work hard for, it's still honorable and is more effective, is through the concept of working smart. And that's off to say.